And welcome back to the Murdy Creative Co podcast. I'm your host, Colin Murdy, and today's topic is new format. But first, I want to say thank you to everyone who's supported the company so far. If you haven't got a chance, go check us out on the web at murdycreative.co. That's M-U-R-D-Y creative.co. Or you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching at murdycreative.co to see the best of our products. Follow us to keep up to date with our daily photos and be the first one to know about new product launches. You can also use the subscribe button at the bottom of our website to be included in all of our new product announcements. Be sure to check out our laser engraving, personalization options, and exclusive colors on the website, or you get a blank one on Amazon Prime. All right, so I recently went on vacation, as many of you may know if you listen to the podcast regularly. And when I go on vacation, we drive to my parents' house down in Texas, and it's 20 hours in the car, and I drive most of it. And people may say that's a long time to drive, and it is a long time to drive. However, it gives me a great opportunity to listen to some of my favorite podcasts. And I was listening to one of my favorite podcasts, which I'll tell you what it is, but only if you promise to come back after you've binged it, because I have an odd feeling that once I tell you about it, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I'm definitely not going to listen to you anymore. I'm definitely listening to these people. It's called Business Wars. It's really good. But one of the things that it talks about is it just talks about the history of two businesses and how they kind of grew up with each other. It's very good. I know I'm killing my own podcast listening, but it's too good to share, or it's too good not to share. So I was listening to a lot of them because when you have 20 hours in the car, you can listen to a lot of podcasts. And one of them that I listened to was about the late night hosts and how the late night came to be, the television shows. One of the things that I got talking about that I was thinking on was how the concept of late night television took a time when it was a very dead time on the television for advertising. It was a bad time to advertise, and turned it into one of the most valuable real estates in advertising history. And there was an interesting thing that was brought up, which was the idea that the format of the late night mattered a lot, and how they structured their format, which obviously we all know and love. I mean, it's the monologue and it's the guest stars, and sometimes there's fun appearances by, certain other things, and sometimes there's goofy hijinks, things like that. That format has become a super valuable format, even for shows on YouTube, and it's kind of become a staple of the entertainment industry. And I was thinking about how and he talks about in this podcast, it was a new format. It was a new style of entertainment. And I'm on the 260th episode of the Murdy Creative Co podcast. And I've always done this for me. I started it for me. I wanted an audio history of the company's growth. It's always been something that has been something I've enjoyed doing. I like sharing. I like talking about the company. But I will say that it has not gotten the listenership over time that I'd hoped it would get. And we're going to be coming up on 3 years in August of doing it. So there is something to be said about it's not necessarily gaining the audience I'd hoped it would. And that doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything wrong with the format itself. Maybe I'm marketing it poorly, or maybe not very many people know about it. And those are probably actually the same thing. And there's something that's potentially going wrong on that acquisition process. But it's also got me thinking that perhaps there's something wrong with the format and the style of which I do the podcast. Maybe that's what's not attracting an audience. And, the question is, like, would I be happy doing this if I didn't ever have if the audience did never grow at all, would I still be happy doing this? The answer is, yeah, probably. But it does function as a marketing avenue for the company. And I actually think that it's rather successful as a marketing avenue from a conversion standpoint. And what I mean by that is that when you see a photo on Instagram, or you see something on Facebook, one of our little video slideshows on Facebook, it doesn't really engender a sense of relationship. It doesn't engender a sense of ownership in the company, something where you feel like you have a stake in it, like you feel like it's something that you want to be part of, or a membership that you really enjoy, right? It doesn't have that as part of that. And it's partially because the medium itself doesn't allow for that. It doesn't really create that. YouTube, however, creates a relationship. That's really what it's about. Now, it's kind of a one-sided relationship, and not always, but it is a lot of time. And I was thinking about this. I got into YouTube after watching my wife, who is a big YouTube fan of a lot of very famous stars, many of whom are canceled, but she watched them. And she became, they didn't realize it because they have millions of followers, but she considered them friends, right? She would share things with them if she would have had that opportunity. If she was sitting down at coffee with one of these famous YouTube stars, she would treat them as if they were old friends because they are to her, right? And she's known them for years. And after seeing that, I thought to myself, I could do that. I could share this process with people. I could have this be something where people could really get to know the behind the scenes and have a relationship with the company in that regards. And so that was what it kind of began for me. And I've loved doing it. I'm still going to keep doing it. But I think that when you create that relationship, it means that people as customers find themselves they more honestly love the company because they know what it's about and they know who's it about and they have that face behind it. So from a technical and kind of strategic standpoint, having the podcast audience grow is a valuable thing. It does generate real value to say, how can we make the audience become larger? And so I have been playing around with the idea of changing up the format. Now, I don't know what that format would look like. I've been listening, I don't listen to him regularly, but I saw Gary Vee talking about the 120-second podcast, which after he said it, he's got millions of followers. I'm sure more people are going to do it, but his concept of the format is interesting. It's basically the idea that if you would have a podcast that you would do very regularly, like daily almost, that you would do, and it'd be 120 seconds long, start to finish. And that ideal appeals to me a little bit because it's a relatively light burden. It is a burden because I used to do the podcast every day, and that was exhausting. 10 minutes every day was a long, long time. And frankly, it was a little easier when I wasn't quite so busy and the company wasn't so large because I didn't have as much to do during the day. But that format was interesting as an idea to me. It was the idea that you could, if your podcast was only 120 seconds long, one of the ideas that he talked about was saying you could get really famous people to respond to a question. Because you could say, I'm going to ask, I don't need 5 minutes of your time. I don't need 30 minutes of your time. I need 2 minutes. Maybe 3 if you get roll in and roll out. But a 3-minute phone call just to record you saying, answering a question that I ask you, right? I think a lot of very famous people would be willing to give 3 minutes of their time, particularly in the business world, business gurus and such. So I've been playing around with that idea. I don't know if that's it. I don't know if that's the right one. And I don't know if I need to change the format, right? I don't even know if I need to change the format. Maybe I need to just do better marketing. Maybe we need to put it out there. Maybe I need to cut the YouTube videos, which are almost 10 minutes long, down to 60-second bites and have them, target more viral content in that regard. Try to do more bits and pieces of the best of it and have that be what we use in our marketing. Maybe that's the trick. It's actually been a very common tactic used even by like the late night shows. Their whole thing is how to create viral content that's short, right? So who knows? Maybe that's the answer. But I'm thinking about this, and I'd love to get your feedback. Many of you who are watching this one have watched many others. It does seem that our audience is relatively consistent. I'd love to hear more about your experience. How did you find us? What have you liked about it? What have you not liked about it? What if you had to suggest a different format? Is there another podcast you watch that you like better that has a different format? Or is there a different format that you think would be a good fit for us? Is there something that you think that we're not doing that we should be doing that you think would really help us, that would take advantage of some of the market trends that might bring people in? And if you want to comment below in the YouTube video or send us an email, you can send us an email, sales, S-A-L-E-S, at murdycreative.co. And obviously, I may put out actually a poll that's got more specific questions, but I honestly want this to be more free form. I want you guys to be able to kind of express yourself however you express yourself and tell me what you want to tell me. So share with me if you can. I'm considering a new format and I want your input. So share with me and I would really appreciate it. If you have any questions go into our closing. All right, folks, thanks you guys for tuning in today. Be sure to check back in on next Tuesday for our next topic. And don't forget to check that subscribe button below to be sure to get the latest podcast right away. If you have any questions or concerns about your leather binder, journal, folio, or accessory, please feel free to contact us on the main page of our website at murdycreative.co. You can contact us via our Instagram and Facebook as well. You can text, email, call, direct message, all the usuals. I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. We do appreciate your patience. As I mentioned in the last podcast, we're having a little bit of problem with some of our emails going into people's spam or junk folders. So if you don't get a response from us within 1 to 2 business days, it's Monday through Friday, please feel free to send us another, or to check your junk or your spam. It's possible we got back to you and it went there, and we're still working on figuring out how to solve that. But if you want to get a hold of us and you really need to and you're struggling, feel free to send us a phone call or a text, 414-434-9001. We're available Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Please don't call us at 5 a.m. And if you don't get a hold of us during those hours, please leave us a voicemail or a message. And if you do call us outside of those hours, you can still leave us a voicemail or message, and we'll get back to them as soon as we possibly can. That's an easy way to get a hold of us, and it makes it an easy way for us to for sure get back to you, at the moment at least. So definitely reach out to us, 414-434-9001. If you'd like to leave us a review. It really does go a long way to help us growing a new community. So a review on the podcast on whatever app you're listening on is a great help. Leaving a nice comment below on YouTube does help as well. Or if you want to leave a review on the product, go to murdycreative.co/reviews. If you want to read all of our reviews, they're all there. It's amazing. We love reading them. They're very encouraging. There's also a button there that says, leave us a good review. You can click on that. It takes you to Facebook, facebook.com/murdycreative.co/reviews. You leave a review there. If you don't have Facebook, you can still send us a review via email, and we'll read it, and we love it, and we'll post it on the wall. We just use Facebook because it's a good way to make sure that you guys know that we're not lying about our reviews. So definitely check that out. If you would leave us a bad review for any reason, there's another button on that page that says, have a complaint or concern. Click on that button. It'll take you directly to us. It'll put you directly in contact with us. It's really important to me that everyone has a good experience working with us, no matter what the case be. We really want everyone to be happy with their product. We stand by our products. So if you'd have any reason to leave us a bad review, give us an opportunity to fix the case, whatever it be. We go above and beyond in many cases to do our best to just make it so that you're happy. So just reach out to us, give us an opportunity to fix it. If after that you still don't like us, leave us a review however you'd like. We understand. But before you leave us a bad review, please give us an opportunity to make it right. If you really want to help, word of mouth is the best form of advertising. So please tell your friends. If you'd like to get a little something for that, we're happy to give you something for it. So go log in at the top of our website. All you need to do to log in is an email and a password. That's it. We don't need any other information from you. If you do log in, you get 5% back on any purchase you make as an in-store credit, but also there's a shareable link in that, and that's in the rewards tab in the bottom left-hand corner. So you click on that rewards tab, you can see obviously the points you've earned, but also there's a shareable link. That link, when you share it with your friends and family, gives them 5% off on their first purchase, or sorry, not 5%, $5 off on their first purchase, and you get $5 of in-store credit when they make that purchase. So definitely, check that out. That really helps us, really helps you, and it's a great way to share. If you have any podcast topics you want to hear more about, send them my way. I'm always happy to engage with our growing community, and I want to give you guys what you're looking for. So definitely send me those requests either in the comments on YouTube, or you can send it via email to us. I definitely will do my best to reach out to those and respond to those if I can. If you're looking for multiple binders, journals, folios, for gifts, giveaways, menus, really any reason, ask about our bulk discounts. It starts at a minimum order quantity of 5, and that is based off of our entire product line. So it's based off of the quantity that you order, regardless of the type. So you can mix and match. You can get 5 of one thing or 1 of 5 things. You still get the bulk discount starts there. It goes up from there too. So if you're going to get a lot of things, definitely reach out. We got a good bulk discounts at that rate. So we also have custom logo engraving. If you're looking to get your logo engraved, there are no minimums and no setup fees for that. So you can get just one with no setup fee. All it costs is $15 normally. Sometimes it can be up to $25 if it's really big. But it's normally $15 for a logo, and that's just a flat fee per book, or whatever you end up getting. And that is before discount. So if you get a bunch of things with the custom engravings, the cost to add those logos actually goes down with the bulk discount as well. So definitely reach out to us, SALES at murdycreative.co, sales at murdycreative.co if you're interested in that. Or you can check out the bulk custom order discount page on our website. At the very top, there's a button there on the menu. You can click on that. That'll take you to the page with some more details if you're curious, as well as a form you can fill out that's got all sorts of stuff, including the ability to upload your logo. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Have a great day, and goodbye.